He who commands the feed commands the world. For he rules not bodies but minds. And in this truth lies the essence of modern power, a form more subtle than armies yet more enduring than empires. Because while swords and laws may bind the flesh, the algorithm binds thought itself, weaving invisible chains that men mistake for freedom. And this is the supreme art of dominion, to make the subject believe he is master when in fact he is mastered, to persuade him that his choices spring from his own will when they are scripted long before he acts. And here the CEO, the new prince, has found his throne, not in marble halls or gilded palaces, but in the glowing screens men clasp closer than scripture, closer than family, closer than their own reflection, for in those screens lies their reality, and reality belongs to him who curates it. And thus the tyrant of the algorithm governs as no tyrant ever could before, not by terror, though terror he can summon, not by love, though love he can manipulate, but by necessity, for men need the feed as they need air. A constant stream of affirmation, distraction, provocation, all crafted to tether their gaze, and while they stare he rules. For what is power if not the ability to direct attention, to set the frame within which men live and think? And what is tyranny if not the possession of this ability to the exclusion of all rivals? And so the modern sovereign does not command parliaments or generals but engineers and data scientists, those who distill the infinite noise of humanity into a precise and irresistible order, a lattice of images, words, and signals that appear spontaneous but are in truth the product of design as meticulous as any fortress wall. For just as the Prince of Florence advised that a ruler must understand both the lion and the fox, so too must the algorithm embody force and cunning, force in the addictive pull that men cannot resist, cunning in the hidden tailoring of content that flatters their prejudices while deepening their dependence. And this dual mastery ensures survival. For should the ruler rely only on brute spectacle, he would exhaust the people, but by disguising control as choice, by feeding them illusions of individuality, while binding them to uniform patterns of behavior, he achieves what no despot ever achieved: obedience without awareness, loyalty without question, servitude without chains. And Machiavelli would say this is the perfection of rule. For when the governed cannot even imagine they are governed, then rebellion is impossible. And the prince need not fear the dagger or the mob, since both draw their strength from thought, and thought is now his dominion. But let us not mistake this as mere fortune. For fortune provides the tools, but only virtue. The excellence of skill allows their mastery. And here the CEO demonstrates virtue of the highest order, because he recognized that to rule the future, one must not command territory but time, not subjects but screens, not armies but algorithms. And by claiming the feed, he claimed all three at once, and now even sovereigns bow to him. For politicians must dance in his arena, preachers must shout in his corridors, merchants must pay to enter his gates, and the people, who once believed themselves free citizens, are now daily vassals serving their labor, their secrets, their desires into the machine that crowns him king. And though they complain of tyranny in politics, they return hourly willingly to his dominion, proving that the strongest chains are those men clasp with their own hands, thinking them bracelets of gold. And here lies the final genius of his rule, that he does not merely command. He convinces, he does not only dominate, he seduces. And so long as he controls the feed, he controls not just the present but the imagination of what is possible, the very horizon of thought. And this is more than power. It is creation itself, for he makes the world not as it is but as he wills it to be. And men will never know the difference, because to them, the feed is truth, and truth is the greatest weapon a ruler can wield. For when he defines what is real, he no longer governs a people, he manufactures them.